Okay, boys and girls, this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. So simple. You go to the App Store, download Prize Picks, you pick more or less on your favorite players, NBA, NHL, soccer, UFC, boxing, for a chance to win 100 times your money. It's available in states like Texas, California, and 30 more, plus Canada. Right now, a great time to play if you use code TIMBO. When you sign up, Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's Prize Picks, code TIMBO. Back to the program. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back to the show. Hope you're having a great week out there. Lots to be thankful for. We're here with legend Joe Diesel Riggs. We got a very special guest today. A man who's whooped a lot of ass in his life. That's Bas Rutten. Now, Bas Rutten looks a lot like my father-in-law.
He does.
Handsome guy.
Yeah, great looking guy. So let's get that posture up. Get a refreshment of our choice. Let's get serious today. No more fucking round. All right, let's go. Boss, thanks a ton for coming on, brother.
You're very welcome. Good to see you guys. Joe, nice to see you,
bud.
brother.
Always nice to
Been a
see
while.
you.
When's the last time you
Thanks.
seen old Joe Diesel Riggs?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's been a while. It's been a well. We saw each other. No. We at the Karate Combat event. I
Oh
believe.
yeah, when Benson fought.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, something like that.
So we got the former heavyweight UFC champ, Bas Rutten, in town, and you're looking like a young buck. What are some routines that are keeping you young?
Oh, it's a regiment, man. I do a lot in the morning. I already worked out here at 6 o'clock. I do my workouts. I eat healthy. I do everything I try to do healthy now. You know, since my last fight in 2006, that was fighting 7 years after I didn't compete. It was the first time I got a nutritionist. And I go like, shit, I should have done that sooner. That was such a big difference in training. And then since that moment, I've been just living like that. I go like, let's do a little bit less of the bad food and more of the good stuff.
So you're sleeping good and then working out every single morning. What's your workouts looking like in the morning?
I have really weird workouts. Everything is with me supersets. So I take 4 exercises. I start with push-ups until I can't do it anymore. Then I do pulls. I got a cable machine. Then I do shoulder raises and then I do biceps. And I do that 4 times in a row and then there's no rest. I literally rest while I'm pushing up, breathing in and out. Then I go to the next 4 exercises, do that again. And then I got 2 exercises to wrap it off. So 10 exercises. And and I'm getting stronger. So then my lat pull machine, it only goes to, what is it now, 90 pounds. So I got to do like thinking 70 rows,
Jeez.
and push-ups also. We're going up to 80 or, it's like, it takes a lot of time, but, it makes me feel good. And then I get these other crazy workouts, the Bas Rutten workout, that audio workout. I have a new one that's called, is the fighting machine. That's actually, for people go, when I post about it, they say, I used to do that workout. I said, no. That was 25 years ago, 15 combinations. This is over like 90 combinations. Like every single combination you can dream about, it's in there. So what is really good, it's the way that I do it. I have a way to every time add a punch. So it's really good for the mind-body connections, but you're throwing combinations, you have to constantly focus. So for people with ADHD or ADD, it's perfect because you have to focus, otherwise you're going to lose the next combination. It's going that fast. I do that also, but then the minute break again, I do push-ups for a minute or I do lat pulls for a minute. I never try to rest in the minute break. And I have this crazy workout I do with egg weights, and they don't sponsor me. I just bought my egg weights, 2.5 pounds, and I do super fast exercises with these things. And I have the whole routine about it. It takes about 40 minutes. And yeah, you're done after those 40 minutes. And those 3, I just keep on rotating. I'm very good with boring stuff. If it works for me, I keep on doing it.
That's it. Just keeping it simple, but keeping it consistent.
That's it. Everything is about that.
Now, nowadays, what's your diet looking like? First thing in the morning, do you hit some caffeine or coffee, or what are you hitting for breakfast?
No, I do the MTE. That's more than energy. It's a powder that I take. That's the first time I actually hooked up with the guy. So for people, getmte.com. And if you put Bas Rutten as a promo code, you get a discount. I had an ablation. I needed an ablation done on my heart last year.
Really?
And for the 9 months already, I was walking around with an AFib, right? Atrial fibrillation.
Wow.
And I thought, man, am I getting old? What is this? I couldn't walk stairs anymore. I couldn't do one round of shadow boxing this speed. And I was like, nothing worked anymore. No coffee. I could drink whatever I was. Then I was at the biohack convention. And this person, and first of all, I go over my computer and to see who's speaking. And I see this one guy and I see one word, paroxetine. Paroxetine. And I look at it and say, oh, that's the first guy I want to go to. No clue why. I'm walking in there, there's 1,200 people. I bounce into a guy, I go, oh, sorry. And he goes, oh, hey, you're Bas Rutten. I say, yeah, man. And we started talking. And I look at his tag. It's the freaking guy
Really?
that I'm going to watch 10 minutes later. And he's talking about that stuff. So I tried that stuff, the MTE, and that was the first time. Like I say, give me a double shot though, because I'm really crushed. I did 2 days later. They did an ablation on my heart. So that's how bad it was. And we're going down the escalators 15, 20 minutes later. And I look at my wife, I go like, I'm feeling really good right now. And even the doctor says you can keep using it because it doesn't raise your heart rate. So, after the surgery, it was all good to use. There's nootropics in there. And that I use in the morning. So the first thing is like almost, I would say, more than a quarter of a gallon of water. With that stuff, I'll take. Then I go, my first hour is always for the Lord. So I do prayers and readings and all that stuff. Then I'm probably going to walk the dogs. When I come back, before I start, I do the O2 trainer in the morning early on. I train my breathing muscles. That's when I start. Then I start doing the praying and all the other stuff. Then I'm walking the dogs. And then when I come back, I probably eat about 2.5 pounds of sweet potatoes and a steak. That's my first breakfast. And then I start working, but then I already, and in between I already worked out.
Mhm.
So I do a lot in the morning, but it makes me feel good. I'm just having the same routine. The freaking sweet potatoes are coming out of my ears, but I just keep on eating them. I actually put Dwayne Johnson to it. He's eating the sweet potatoes now too,
No
as
shit.
well, because he loves them. Because, well, how do you not gain weight? I say, well, I'm very blessed with that. I got a crazy metabolism. But yeah, I eat a lot in order to keep the body up.
Yeah, back in the day when you guys were fighting, well, especially you were fighting at heavyweight. So your diet was it just kind of whatever back in the day?
Yeah, that was the thing. I've been crazy with the people are always ask me, how do you look so good? And listen, I can eat 6 large pizzas a day. I will not gain weight. Even if I lay in bed for 3 weeks, I come out, I look exactly the same. It's very annoying to some people, but a lot of people don't understand is that I have to eat a lot, and that also, it becomes, it's like these sweet potatoes. It's not like I'm enjoying it anymore, but I do it because I know it's good for me. And that's
Yes.
why I
You
do
don't
it.
enjoy it at all
But
anymore?
it's, huh?
You don't enjoy it at all anymore? The food?
No, I do some at times, but if I feel that I just need it for my fuel, so to say, then I just eat it, put my mind on blank, and I just eat it. In the past, would blend it with water so I could drink it because it became too much.
Damn.
It's like crazy. But then, now I started baking a nice steak with it, and
Yeah.
that changes things. Or I throw like 6 eggs on there or something. I bake them, and that's what I did this morning. Actually, 5 eggs because I already had 3 in the shake before that in a protein shake.
I wish I could eat eggs.
So what's some of your guilty pleasures? Do you got a sweet tooth, or when you're really going ham one day, what do you like to eat?
Well, I do at least like 3 times or 4 times a week. I go in and out, and I go crazy. I take the 3x3s, so, and I take 2 or 3 of those with fries, and then probably yesterday I took a milkshake with it as well. So,
Jesus.
There we
but
go.
again, it doesn't do anything to me. So it's good. My daughter has the same thing. My brother has the same thing. It's wild.
Oh, that's beautiful. I eat 2 bites of a donut, my tits start to sag directly after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, man. Everybody gets annoyed by it. I go, yeah, but imagine the other way around. I have to eat a lot.
I'm the same
and
way.
Sometimes you don't want to eat.
Yeah. So back in the day, I mean, you've been on some incredible trips all over the world and fought all over the world. Diesel, as of recent, has been getting really into the marijuana herb. Is there any drugs that you dabbled in back in the day?
Back in the day, it was and ecstasy and all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, it was heavy stuff. I mean, we're fighters, we want the immediately hit and we want to go hard. It's like drinking. It was, I mean, Mark Kerr was telling in an interview, he said, I got drunk on a plane to Japan, and they said for fun with I think Josh Gross was there and these guys, the writers at the time, and they say, let's count how many beers he can drink before they stop him. And it was 28. At
Shit.
28 beers, they stopped serving me, and then I start taking them from people's trays and drinking it. So I was a little insane at the time.
Yeah.
I would give people money for it. I gave them like $10.
It's a lot of booze. It's a lot of booze.
So,
Just
yeah,
walking
but,
around liver
here's the
shotting
thing.
people.
I will wake up and I will be good.
That's crazy.
They gave me 2 bottles of tequila one time and 12 Heinekens, and they did that because they didn't want to work out in the morning. My students,
bastards.
and it was on my birthday, and I said, "No, we are going to work out. I said, tomorrow we're going to do at 6 a.m." And everybody's freaking out, so they tried to get me completely messed up. And I said, "Call me first." And I was waiting with the phone, and they go ding, and say, "Yeah, we're going to do the hill. The hill, that workout that we have, it's the most insane workout." And then I outrun everybody. And I did everything.
I've heard about that hill.
I just recouped super fast. It's really, really weird.
I bet back in the day when wasn't everyone recording stuff with their phones after some of those fights, and you got some good. I bet those parties were a real hoot.
Oh shit! Imagine.
Yeah,
Seriously.
It's all good now because now I can talk about it to people and to tell them what not to do.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Well, any more of that probably fentanyl. So good chance you're taking your last snort of your life when
Face
you're doing
first
that powder.
in the fucking ground.
Yeah, dangerous stuff. So anymore, do you dabble in the cannabis or do you stay away?
I do it but I don't do it during the day ever.
Yep.
Although I drank one of those buddies one time, and I can enjoy that if I don't want to drink, but I do it sometimes to go to sleep. If I wake up in the middle of the night, like at 2:00, and I don't want to take a pill or anything, I take one sip from a vape pen that I have, literally a less than 2-second drag, and then I'm out again. But that's the only way, because the thing with me is with the THC, I'm doing a lot of speaking right now. So I have to memorize these 45-minute speeches, and there's a lot of memorization, and that's completely gone with me if I do THC. So God gave me that for a reason. But if I do just a little vape pen and I just 2 seconds, and then also 2 or 3 weeks before a talk, there's no way I do anything, just to make sure that my mind is the clearest it can be.
Okay, boys and girls, this episode's brought to you by Spade. It's 0 sugar, 0 calories, all natural. 6 flavors: cola, yuzu, lime, guava, blueberry acai, kiwi strawberry, Dr. Spade. Only 6 ingredients, including water, sweetened with the most premium form of stevia on the market. No bitter aftertaste, caffeine-free, dye-free, added electrolytes for hydration benefit. Just as healthy as sparkling water and just as flavorful as a traditional soda. Today, I'm going with a fresh guava over ice, one of my favorite drinks. And for our listeners, Amazon link in bio, 10% off. Back to the program.
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can make you a little bit retarded.
God, it's
if you
really
take 2 big
starting to
rips.
ruin me. Hey, boss, what did you think about the Smashing Machine movie? What did you think about the way it turned out?
I thought it was great. I loved it. Yeah, I was really amazed with Dwayne. Right? I mean, with Emily Blunt, the first day we were shooting the poster, the picture for the poster.
Yeah.
And there already I was freaking out because he walked up, and the way he was walking and talking and standing, it was Kerr. It was just freaking
It was
Kerr.
crazy.
And then Emily Blunt also. I mean, she first walked up to me. That was funny. She goes, "Hey, dang, dang, dang." So she knew the bar fighting DVD.
Yeah.
So that was funny. And but then she suddenly was behind me as Dawn, and I knew Dawn.
I know.
The wife from Mark Kerr. And it was like, whoa. I literally, it's what I said to Ryan Bader. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now. This is crazy. It's so real. So, that made it much easier for me also to train him, because it was almost like I was training Mark.
Dude, I said the same thing when I was watching it, because I knew Dawn as well. And it was just so, they hit it. The typecasting for that was just right on the nose. It was crazy.
Yep. So, my wife was freaking out. They screened the movie like 4 weeks before in a movie theater for us, only for the family. And she goes, "Oh my God." I go, "What?" And she goes, "It's Kerr. He's Kerr." I go, "I told you, he's freaking Kerr." Yeah, it's amazing.
What was it like? What was it like training Mark Kerr back in those days? I know if you watch the documentary, you can see him running those stairs. You guys were really training hard, and he got in elite shape. What was it like coaching him in Pride?
It was good, but you have to be really on Mark. Mark gets distracted really fast, so you have to keep on. But that was the one thing with him, though. Once it's training, he can really turn it on. Once you find the ways in order to get to him, oh man, he will really turn it on. But I always wanted him more stamina, and the more striking. But sometimes he made just decisions like you know, what you saw in the movie, you know, like 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before the event, the biggest event there is. Because what you don't see in the movies, I started training him after when you see him in Brazil, in the beginning of the movie. That's where he messed his hand up.
When he
And
fought Paul
one of the side
Varlins?
knuckles.
He fought Paul
Yeah.
Varlins, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and his hand was messed up, and I say it's because you hit wrong. I say you're going to have to hit with these two knuckles, and he knew me, and he said, "Hey, can I come train with you?" Sure. And I think 2 months later he was at the gym,
That's
and then we
cool.
started training together. Then we started doing whole Pride, and he started winning everything. Then he decided not to do a camp with me, and that's when he lost to Vovchanchyn, you know. And so then he came back, you know, and then we started training again. So when Dawn took him away like 2.5, 3 weeks before the biggest event. I knew what he was going to do, you know, because she was going to go out, you know, because we're all young, right? I would do the same thing, and I knew he was not going to let her go by herself. So I knew he would go. I knew he would start drinking, and then drinking leads into all other kinds of
Oh, yeah.
stuff, you know, which is just not a smart thing. So I wanted to have him there. So at least he, you know, he couldn't do that because I had control over him. And unfortunately, yeah, that didn't happen. I think it happens when you're doing that and you keep on winning. You think that's maybe a winning formula or
Yeah.
somehow.
You lie to yourself
But
for sure.
yeah, right. You
what,
don't want to breaking the magic spell, so to say. But yeah, it was not a good decision. But hey, here we are. There's a movie made about him, so that's a great thing.
I remember I was training at Team Quest probably about 16 years ago with a lot of the wrestlers, Matt Lindland and all these guys, and they were big on, they didn't even want to pass the guard. They just wanted to stay in the guard, cover the hips, punch, stay in the guard, cover the hips. Back in that day, would you teach something similar with those guys? Just stay in the guard, keep your head next to theirs and damage, or would you teach them to progress and pass the half guard and stuff?
You have 100% half guard. There's so much stuff you can do in there. Randy Couture, right? That was his thing. Or you go side mount, and now you can need the thighs, you can need the body, you can need the shoulders. You know, people have no idea. If you in side mount and the head is here, and I'm just pushing my shoulder against his head, and I'm loading up my knee all the way from the back, and I hold his leg up straight, which is a relaxed muscle at that moment. He's not flexing, and I knee it with the kneecap, not with your leg. Don't bring your hips close. No, because everybody makes that stupid mistake. Don't close the distance with your hips. It's like punching somebody and coming forward. You're jamming yourself. But if you just let your knee fly with everything that you got, because he can't see it, you're blinding his vision. That could be 1 or 2 knees, the fight's over. 100% is going to be over. You can do so much damage with that. It's insane. And the same as to the body. You know, if you really time it, especially a good wrestler with a good base, dude, they can mess you up.
Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful. What made you, do you remember a moment in time, what made you kind of really fall in love with a good liver shot? Was it you receiving one yourself, or was it you giving them out?
Yeah, it was me receiving one in my first Thai boxing class. I came from full contact karate, no punches to the face, but everything bare knuckle to the body, kicks, head, knees, everything to the head, okay, but no punches. So my hands were here. And I fought right away. I sparred an A-class guy, so he was already professional. And he figured me out really fast. And he gave me a few headshots. And of course, instead of, if my hands are here, I just block. But if your hands are here, you panic because it goes fast. And I threw it up too fast. And I think the second combination already dropped the litmus shot on me. And that was it. It was the first time in my life that I was on the ground. And I go like, my God, what is that? And he explained to me what it was. And then I started seeing Ramon Dekkers, you know, I believe still till this day is one of the greatest Thai boxers ever. Unfortunately passed away, but he was such a machine, and he was dropping people with body shots. I go, oh, I'm going to put it in my repertoire, you know? And then I just started doing it.
Yeah, nothing better than that. Right now I'm training a kid named Sean O'Malley, and a lot of his knockouts come from him digging people's body early on. He really stabs people's body, and it opens them up later on, and he usually drops people clean thanks to the body shots.
Yeah, it sets everything up. It sets the headshots up too. You know, even if they don't go down, but you hurt them with it, now they're afraid of it. You only have to look at the liver. And while you're looking at the liver, you just give them a high shot. You know, they think it's another body shot.
Yeah. You know, one of the things I love about Bas is he's not afraid to throw little hands in the street.
Yes.
And that's what I love that shit too. And it's which you got to be careful, but he won't take shit, you know, which is you gotta pick and choose, but you think he chooses the right ones.
And do you monitor the situation? Are you like, whether like I should whoop this guy's ass, or he's just so little and frail, I'm not even gonna waste my time, or this guy could use a good lesson?
Yeah.
I'm always the guy who doesn't want to fight. But the problem is with this, it's like when I say I don't want to fight and they keep on doing it, every time I say I don't want to fight, because it's a little pride thing, right? You get a little bit more angry, you get a little bit more angry, and then suddenly I'm thinking, I'm looking at them and I go like, whoa, 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 wait, you think I'm afraid of you? And he goes, and they don't know what to say. I go, I'm afraid what I'm going to do to you. That's why I don't want to fight. And then if you have a knucklehead who takes that bluff, he says, oh, really? What? Yeah. And now the 7 times that I tried to de-escalate the situation, now everything comes out. And those fights, yeah, those are the fights that you heard of in the past, like
Bing,
the
bing.
bouncers and all that stuff. You know, finger in my eye, other finger in my eye. I go, okay, I got to do something. The next is going to be kicking the pills. I don't know what's going to happen. So I knock him out, and boom, the whole fight breaks out. You know, and then I look like the bad guy. I go, but I tried to diffuse the freaking situation like 7 times in a row, and they just keep on pushing. And if I see a guy, I had one guy one time who took this weird stance, like a kung fu stance. And I just started laughing. I go, let's not fight, dude. I know. And he said, no, I want to fight. I go, no, 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 no. I didn't want to, you know, I felt so bad because his friends were there. And I was not going
Oh,
to.
man.
Thankfully, he didn't attack me. But I go like, nah, you know, I'm not going to do that. I feel, yeah, it's not going to look good for him.
Yeah,
Poor guy.
some of my favorite videos of is your bar fight tactics when you're bouncing their head off the tables and stuff. I love those. Those are beautiful.
That's crazy that the actress that played Dawn was familiar with those videos.
So funny, right? Now, I don't know if that Benny, the director, maybe showed her that video before, so I have no clue.
That didn't sound like
Although
it.
Ryan Krasinski, her husband, he was a fan. So that was really nice. When I saw him in
Nice.
Toronto, I said we were at the screening, and he was, oh my God, man, he was
That's
a
cool.
really nice guy. I really liked him.
Boys and girls, men's testosterone levels today are dramatically lower than they were a few decades ago. On average, it declines 1% to 2% per year after 30, and most guys have no idea. It doesn't announce itself. It just quietly shows up as lower energy, slower recovery, less drive. You keep training, you keep doing the work, but something feels off, like you're pushing at full effort and only getting half the output. I'm Tim Welch. I've spent my entire life in combat sports as a fighter and as a coach to some of the best guys in the UFC. I've spent my entire life in combat sports, and I'm obsessed with what actually makes the body perform. The fundamentals still matter most. Train hard, eat clean, sleep well. Nothing replaces that. But here's the truth. Even when all that is dialed in, most men are still deficient in the exact vitamins and minerals their body needs to produce testosterone and recover properly. D3, zinc, magnesium, boron, B6, the basics. But bioavailability and dosage matter most. That's what Zapply T1 is. Not a hormone, not a stimulant, 14 natural ingredients, properly dosed, built to close the gap. Featured in Men's Health, used by athletes competing at the highest level worldwide, over 200,000 men are already on it. Even top fighters in the UFC like Carlos Prates uses it. Natural, vegan, independently tested, and doping approved. 90-day money-back guarantee, zero risk. Link is down below. Do you watch much MMA today?
I do, but you know, I travel a lot as well. And now here living in Texas, it's late, right? It starts at 9 o'clock. The main card is starting. I like to be normally in bed around 10 o'clock because I go up early, like 4:30,
Dang.
4:45. You know, so then I have a good start of the day. But yeah, but the last show I was watching, of course, you know, the big shows I like to watch.
Is there any rules that they had back in the day that you wish they had in today's MMA? Is there any rules in today's MMA that you'd change?
I would go like pride, like knees to the head on the ground as well. I think that's a powerful weapon that actually knocks people out. You know, in the elbows in the beginning, especially, elbows were just cutting people. We didn't see a lot of knockouts. We saw knockouts, but from the 15 times, it's 14 times by cut, they stopped the fight. And I go, yeah, but if you're on the street, you know, would you stop if you had a cut? Of course not. You know, you're going to keep on going. So thought, I don't know about that. But now people start really taking it to the next level, you know, and they start knocking people out with elbows. So now I'm all in, of course. But knees to the head on the ground, I think that could be a nice one to be added.
Soft
And
kicks.
and then of course the cruiserweight. We've been talking about that for a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, the knees to the head would just change the game so
Soccer
much.
kicks, bringing the soccer kicks back would be. I mean, it's just.
Well, the front headlocks too. The
Yeah.
front headlocks completely change.
I mean, it's real fighting. That's what the whole point is. It's just what's real fighting, you know.
But imagine if someone gets dropped and they're on all fours and they get soccer kicked in the dome.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah,
that's
no.
what the whole point is. You guys on his all fours and he's bobbing his head around. I mean, and that kick's obviously there. If they don't do it, I think that should go back to those rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you saw the Roger Huerta. You remember that knockout at the time?
I do.
And
Yeah.
one, yeah, and I thought that was the referee's mistake right there. That because he fell already, he was completely gone, and I was afraid for his life. I mean, he
Yeah.
kicked him so hard in the face.
That was
It
scary.
yeah, that was very scary. So I'm afraid of that. But good refereeing, if you would see that they don't defend, yeah, then I'm okay with that. But it was exciting. But it's also, I mean, if you saw Mandalay stomping people's heads in
Yeah,
a prize
right.
fighting champs while he's holding the ropes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
That's
oh,
crazy.
I go,
One thing
freaking crazy stuff.
one thing I think they could add to the UFC today is those yellow cards, and not maybe taking such a big piece of their purse, because I'm pretty sure what would they take when they'd give you a yellow
10%?
card?
Well,
10%.
yeah, and fuck that. I mean, you can't. That changes the way people fight. I that's the biggest thing I disagree with in fighting ever happened.
Maybe 1%, maybe 1%.
No. I say eye pokes. I say 10% at least right away.
Yeah, the eye pokes
on the
are
first one.
I
mean,
think
yeah,
of
think
one
about it,
morning,
but-
and I didn't take it.
But in Pancrase, we fought open hands. Nobody get poked in the eyes. How's that even possible? And then here, so it has to be almost on purpose, right? And otherwise, your coach in training, if you have your fingers out, every coach should say, hey, dude, don't do that. But I think if you put the fear of God in them and you say you take 10% from the purse right away, they're not going to do it anymore. They're going to really watch what they're doing. Because losing on an eye poke, like with Aspinall, what happened? You know, and then people second guessing him. It's freaking Aspinall, man.
Yeah.
He's a badass. He's not going to fake anything. What would you do if you're against a murderer? Like, he's a really good striker he's facing. And you have, like, your depth perception is gone, right? Because you get stabbed in the eye. Would you continue? Yeah, but they say, oh, yeah, because I will be prideful. Yeah, but you're stupid also. You know, why not heal that eye? And then, you know, you come back and do a rematch. Because especially against a great striker like him.
No mistake. You can
know,
make one
so-
mistake and it's over.
That's it. You know, if you get knocked out, if you don't see anything from your left eye or right eye, whatever it is, well, there's your left hooks coming or your right hooks are coming. You can't tell.
And still, some of the referees, they let people get away with when they're backing up. Their hands
John Jones would intentionally do that.
Peter Yan, I had to remind the ref like 5 times
Really?
because Peter Yan would back up like this. So anytime you try to engage and get inside on him, he's got his fingers ready for you to just gouge your eyes.
The difference of the Pride gloves, how they would, you know, they were half closed. They really. I mean, I haven't put one of those old Pride gloves on, but they really significantly close the hands.
Yep.
Remember,
Yeah.
Bellator
much,
did it,
much more. So you can't almost step. It's almost like this,
Yeah.
you know, you hit it to the front.
The Pride gloves
So
would
much
be more.
better. Yeah, that would be much better. But you know, I guarantee you that problem is over when you get 10%.
That's true.
Man, that is
Nobody's going to do it anymore.
That is
That's
so
a lot of
true.
money.
One thing would be interesting, and I'm curious to who would be champions in this day if they continued with the 10-minute first round.
That's a fucking bitch. Yeah, that's very, very hard.
The 10-minute first round with a 2-minute break was pretty insane.
That was when I fought Randleman. That was and Kosaka was 15 minutes first round and then 2-3
That's
minutes
brutal.
overtime. In Japan, this is funny. When my friends were looking at my record, they go, "Oh my God, you beat everybody in the first round." They go, "Yeah, 30-minute rounds." I mean, come on, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that was a fun thing for me to find out that my opponent, I didn't know there was no weight classes. So my guy is 33 pounds heavier. And then I found out how many rounds we're fighting. 1. I go, great. How many minutes? He goes, 30. And I look at my manager and go, oh, shoot. You know, that was the very first time I fought in Japan. So, yeah, that was a little heart raiser at that moment. But unfortunately for me, it went very well.
Yeah, heck yeah. Man, that 30-minute round, it's like you're throwing all your chips in if you come out and put a high pace on.
Yeah, because there were no guys that came out there and had a governor that just kind of took it easy. They just all foot the metal to metal the whole time, just gassed out.
Yeah, holy smokes. So if you were coaching like a young fighter today, how many times a week would you have them spar?
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, we spar every day, every workout. So 10 times a week.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Pedal to the metal. Huh?
Now, how heavy is sparring? Are we ringing their bell every day?
Oh no, not the head. You know, we hit the head, but I will try to take your liver out, and your body out, and your legs out.
Yeah.
You know, so until a hard low kick lands, and he goes, shit, I'm feeling it. Boom, that's out. I'm not going to low kick anymore. You know, but you know, and I asked them too. I said, go hard to the body. Let's make it a little bit more real, right? And the head, thankfully, I always had good control. If I see somebody not blocking, I'll take the power right away off. I will. I don't think I ever knocked somebody. Yeah, Rico Rodriguez in the Smashing Machine when they showed that clip, but that was kind of on purpose, right? That was not by accident because they told me that he was going to try to knock me out. They go, in my gym? Yeah. I go, yeah, that's going to go wrong, right? So, and then when he started swinging, yeah, that's when I dropped him. And then I dropped him the second time, but then I didn't want to hit him in the head anymore, so I gave him a liver shot. And that was it. After that, we didn't spar anymore. Yeah.
How sad was Mark, like Mark Coleman and Mark Kerr and the boys when they took out headbutts?
Oh yeah.
It was everything for them, right? I mean, that was Mark Coleman's. That was his game.
Forte, yeah.
And freaking that guy tried to get him off of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a really good wrestler, you know. And then when he was holding the biceps and he's just not headbutting, you know, I would bring my head towards the target, right? You got to bring your forehead up right in his face. So now it's going to be very hard for him to hit with his forehead. He's going to hit with his face or time it, right? That's what I say to people. If people load up for a headbutt from me, the only thing I do is I lean over and then he headbutts the top of my face.
Oh God.
You know, and that's what you need to do in the guard as well. But you know, then again, it's Coleman, right? And he's pushing you all the way down. You need a flexible neck, but the only way you got to close the distance. If somebody hits you in the face and I bring my face closer to the fist, he can't load up. Here I give him space to load up, but so I bring my hand here. So now he doesn't have enough power, and that's the same with headbutts. If he loads up and I suddenly bring my skull here right in front of him, yeah, it's going to be hard for him to hit up me.
Yeah.
So back in 1994, when you took out Ken Shamrock in the 17th minute, was that also one round?
No. He took me out.
Oh yeah, he took you out in the 17th minute. Was that one round?
17 one round. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
At Pancrase, right?
Pancrase.
That was in Pancrase. Yeah.
Were you,
That
how
was
many
not when I
times?
still didn't.
How many time Pancrase champion were you? King of
Three
Pancrase.
times. Yeah, but this is like, if you really think about it, if you're a champion, you normally every fight is a title fight, right?
Yeah.
In Pancrase, it wasn't like that. You fought a title fight, and you fought 3 more fights, and then another title fight and 3 more. So
Really?
if you really look at it, it's like I should have had like 11 titles almost. And then I relinquished my title as well because my wife was in the hospital. It was very close to losing my wife and my baby, you know,
My
because she's
God.
pregnant. And then they wanted me to defend my title, and I go, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And he says, well, people won't understand. You're going to have to get your title back. I said, they don't understand. I said, that would be very stupid if they don't understand. But you know, get my title. I will get it back anytime I want anyway. So that's when I give the title away, because I want to stay, of course, with my wife and baby.
Yeah, so back in 1995 with the Ryushi, you took him out in the 27th minute. So that was a lot.
Yeah, but look.
Yep.
That's from that fight. My very first punch, I broke my hand.
Ouch. In the very first punch, 27 minutes in.
That's my longest fight I had. And I couldn't even grab, man. It was hurting. And I go, man. So I submitted him 5 times. That was the maximum amount that you could submit if they could do the rope escape thing, right?
Oh yes. I mean, I fought in rings in Russia like that. It was, I'd got a heel hook and the guy would roll and grab the ring, stand us back up.
Oh, so if you grab
but
a
you know
hold
what the
of
good thing is, but somebody needs to make those rules again. And you know why? We had 6 people from that organization, Pancrase, who all became UFC champions.
No kidding.
Why was that?
Who was that?
Because if you look at my submissions, I have 14 submission finishes and 11 knockouts, right? But if you look at my amount of submissions, it's like 43. But now you're fighting, you get him in. If he's in you have to start thinking different, way more strategical, because if you want to go for a submission, you want to drag him to the center of the ring. Then again, if you lose the submission, now you're going to be in the center of the ring and he's got the advantage. You know, so there's a different way of thinking. But if I get him in an armbar, he touches the rope, you have to let go. Now fight number 2 starts. Now, so you have way more ring time. Is that me?
I like it. Balloons. I like it.
That was crazy.
Nice little edit.
I didn't touch anything.
Nice.
But I guess, you know, I was happy with what I was saying. But you see what I mean? You have way more ring time. You have, otherwise the fight would have been over. And now, like with Ryushi, in the first round, I think within the first 2 minutes, I already got him in a rear naked choke. That fight would have been over. But now I was able to do that 4 more times. So you get way more comfortable in the ring because you're working a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy. I always wonder what the UFC would look like if grabbing the fence was legal.
Oh my God. Just wrestlers would win. Just take him down, stand up, grab the fence, stomp him out.
Or you can hold on if they're grabbing your leg.
Yeah,
like
I
Superman.
would, because my wrestling sucks. I would run to the fence right away.
Oh shit.
You know? Good luck.
So back in the day, Pancrase, would they pay you cash?
Yeah.
Just cash money, and you'd bring it home in your duffel bag?
Yeah, but it wasn't a lot. You know, I started with $2,000.
Really?
You know, I was the highest paid at the end, and that was $40,000 per fight. When that was a lot. This we're talking about 97. So that was a lot of money at the time. Plus, what I said also, because I was dominating, I didn't lose in my last 22 fights, right? So I could say what I wanted. I said, okay, for my last contract, I want all the rights of my fights, so I can sell them myself, do my own commentary. Otherwise, I'm not going to sign this thing. And I want $10,000 per month, every month. If I get injured the first month, you're going to have to pay me for the rest of the year, the $10,000 a month, because I hated that feeling that if I get injured, I had no money, you know, and I was moving to America, I didn't have an income, and they had to say yes to that. So then it was for 4 fights, but then one fight I fought, I was going to fight Guy Metzger, and he got injured like in a car crash, like 4 days before the fight here in America. So that fight didn't happen. So now it was $120,000 for 3 fights. Then when I went to the UFC, I got the biggest pay, was $55,000. Like, people laugh about this now, but at the time it was a tournament, and if you won the tournament, it was $50K. So people were going like, why does he get $55,000? You know, that was considered a lot of money, but it wasn't. So in Japan, I just let him wire it to me. But in the beginning, in the first year and a half, 2 years, once I started winning, that's when I started making more money, like winning constantly. So, you know, that's when I start asking for more.
So you were doing your own negotiating?
No, with a manager, and it went fast, you know. I 2000, I went already to 4. I remember, 4.5, and then I went to 6, went to 8, you know. And at the time, it was good for us because we still had the Dutch guilder in Europe. This was before the euro, and we would for $2,000 was kind of worth for us $4,000 because it's double worth the money in Holland. So for me, it was $4,000 instead of $2,000. So then it wasn't that bad. But yeah, my manager would negotiate. But once I started winning, that's when I started demanding things. So and they have to do it.
UFC 20, May 1999, when you won the heavyweight title, what did the paydays look like back then?
Again, that was $55,000. Winning or losing, it doesn't matter.
Okay, flat
for me. I don't know what Kevin got.
Wow, that's crazy.
What made you move from Pancrase to the UFC, and which one did you like better, fighting with the open palm or fighting with a glove?
Well, I always wanted to close my fists, of course, because it came from Thai boxing. That would be much better. And the UFC matchmaker at the time, John Peretti, came, and he watched me fight against the guy that I knocked out at the time. And then he said, yeah, hey, we want you in the UFC. I said, well, let me fight. I got 3 more fights. He said, how long is that going to take? I go, 5 months. He goes, what do you mean? I said, dude, you have no idea. My first year I fought 8 fights. My next year I fought 9 fights. I mean, we were fighting a lot. If you don't get injured, I just would fight next month again. You know, so, and that's what happened, you know. And then in 97, I moved to America. And 98, I started fighting. And I knew I wanted to go to the UFC because I knew that was the name recognition. You know, a lot of people, the real fans, they knew about Pancrase, like Joe Rogan and Kevin James and all these guys. They were watching those pay-per-views, but not a lot of people did. Yeah. So I needed to go to the UFC and see if I could get a title there because that would help me if I wanted to go into acting. And I was not looking for an actor. I was looking for fight choreography, you know, stunt guy, like that kind of stuff. But, you know, once you start doing things with people and then suddenly, poof, suddenly I was acting, you know, it was really weird. It happened on the set from Lights Out. I don't know if you know that show on FX, the boxing show that they had. Yep. Yeah, that was my buddy Holt McElhenney, and he wanted me to be his fight choreographer for that show. Freedom. There was, that guy, but there was a show called Freedom. He did that before. That's where I met him, and then later they did that show on FX.
Okay.
And on Freedom, there was a scene, and we were always, when we were driving up together to the set, we were just running lines in the car. And there was this one part from this guy who was an anti-terrorist guy, and he had a scene with. So I was just running the lines with him. And then we arrived on the set, and the person didn't show up. He was much later than he was supposed to be there. Who was going to play that part? The what is it? The Secret Service guy, whatever it was, anti-terrorist guy. So they wanted to rehearse the scene. So I said, "Well, I know the lines. You want to rehearse it with me because then you can do the camera." I said, "Cool." And then I started rehearsing with him, and then the director said, "Okay, fire the other guy. We're going to take Bas, and because you're doing a good job." So that's how I kind of got into acting. Suddenly, I was doing it more.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, it was one of my favorite shows, and the real OGs will know it, but Inside MMA was one of my favorite shows.
I've been on that a couple times with you, Bas.
You've been on there, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great show because that went on for how many years? That was around for a while, wasn't
For
it?
9.
Shit.
431 shows we did.
Holy
That's
smokes.
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, that was a fun show, man. There's been never a day that I thought in the morning, oh shit, I got to shoot the show today. It was always cool because you would see the new fighters coming. Then we interviewed the old guys again. It was also, it was such a fun show to do.
Yeah, it was awesome. So back in the day or even present day, what kind of investing do you like to do? Do you ever dabble into the crypto or do you do the stocks or what kind of investing?
I do the stocks. I have like not a lot of money in crypto, a good amount, but that went down really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the stocks, I do that.
Nice.
Tim's been drowning in the crypto in the Bitcoin, taking a nosedive. He's been all in on it for years.
Yes. It's a good time to buy more.
Bitcoin was the surest bet, but even they went down now. And silver, I like silver as well.
That's nice.
Good. Once I started making those silver coins, did you see those guys? Those things?
No, they're pretty cool.
Give me 1 second. It's just right here.
Well, so I just got $15 in Ethereum.
Well, good. Well, good. Because
I also picked up an $800 life insurance policy yesterday.
So I'm signing all these autographs, for tops, right? You do that too, Joe, probably, right?
Yeah,
They send you a bunch of things, stickers, and you have to sign them, and then they sell them. Anyway, I'm getting invited to the biggest gold and silver depository here in probably in America. It's in Shiner, Texas. Now, if I can get this freaking thing out here. So why can't I open this up? Anyway, maybe I should do it like this. Okay, here we go. So I'm sitting there and I see these coins and I go like, man, this is really awesome. Wouldn't it be a great idea instead of baseball cards that you're going to sign silver coins because they're going to keep their value, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to go down in value. And the guy goes like, do you think it's a good idea? And yeah, I think it's a really good idea. And what do we have here now? And I think George St. Pierre is now also. Mark Kerr has one. But you see, now we got silver coins.
Nice.
that's badass.
Yep, and the UFC is involved, so they okayed it.
Little
they
chocolate
thought it
in
was
the
a great
center.
idea. So now if you give, instead of a baseball card, you can give somebody something of value. And this thing, when it started selling, it was $48. Right now, it's like $92.
Really?
Damn.
Because silver went more than double at the time. So, it's a nice little investment for people. And, it's for a fan, it's a nice thing to have.
For sure.
That's pretty badass. So do you use a good old Chat GPT much?
Not a lot, but I do certain things. Like I need designs or something for something, then I'll throw it in there. And most of the time it works really well. And I got, this is so funny. I got Veil as my voice, and she's like an English accent. And my wife is jealous of Veil. It's hilarious. So now she wants to get like an Enrique or something,
Or
hey, boss. So now I'm going to
God.
tell Veil, I'm going to say, hey, next time, every time, just say me, hey, handsome, call me handsome, so, and then I'll make sure that my wife is going to hear it.
Nice.
It's hilarious.
It's too good. So when you're scrolling on your social medias, what's your favorite app to scroll on? Instagram?
You know what? I'm not a big, I do Instagram, but I only do it when I travel. I'm not a big, like I'm right now also in a period, it's a 90-day period. And I started doing that 8 years ago, I believe, might be 7. It's a Catholic thing. It's where you disconnect from everything. So I can only use, I cannot be on social media. I cannot watch TV. I can only take cold showers, have 2 fasting days. You have to work out every day. There's this whole plethora of things that you cannot do. But what you're doing is you're disconnecting from all the things that you normally do. And after I did that the first year, you see my social media went down like 80%, because that's when I realized how much time I was wasting on simply scrolling and not learning anything. Now I'm reading a book. I got books here, people sending me. So now I'm doing something with my mind instead of watching TV and in front of or scrolling endlessly online. Now, when I travel, I get sometimes trapped in it, of course. Although now with all the speaking, I memorize a lot of stuff while I'm traveling, but sometimes it goes fast. And then you can see how addictive it is, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, suddenly you go like, shit, I've been doing this for an hour and a half. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm good with, cutting it out. So I don't do a lot of social media.
Dang, that's pretty awesome. So maybe when you're not in that, going through that and you're watching some shows at night, what kind of shows do you tap into?
Like, what are we watching? I like this. I like shows like American Idol, America's Got Talent, like stuff like that, where you see people and where they come from. It's emotional. It makes me emotional if you see talent. I have this really weird thing that my left eye starts always tearing on one side. It's really weird.
Really?
But if I see people do like, so you think you can dance, and they do these things that you go like, how is it even possible what they're doing right now? And I love it to watch people who've discovered what talent they had and really start working on to improving that. And that's why
all
the
pumped
Ultimate
up?
Fighter and all that kind of stuff is also became so big, because now people see what you really have to do for it. It's not like a guy who drinks in the bar and gets his bar fights. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a commitment. There's shows like that, like what is it? The Special Forces, that show where they put these actors, they put them in a show and they put them through a special forces camp. And then one of another, man, they fail. They're out of the show, and it stays, maybe 4 people are making it from the freaking 20, and then still there needs to be a number 1, of course. Shows like that, I like it, testing skills from people. But all the other stuff, I used to Blacklist, that show I really liked.
Who's your number one favorite guy to watch MMA wise today?
Oh, well, your guy is one of them for sure, Sean. I mean, he's so freaking crazy, the things that he does. The striking he does. Like they all they told me that when I got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame that I till this day hold high striking accuracy. I go, yeah, with Sean O'Malley coming, I said I'm going to lose that game. He's so accurate. And the way he sets up things and the distractions he throws, I really enjoy watching him.
Shoot, that's awesome. Well, Bas, thank you so much for coming on the show. Editor's got one more thing here.
Yeah, one more question, Bas. I think something that a lot of people overlook is you started your career 7-4, but then you rattled off 20 wins and 1 draw. Was there something that you did that was maybe a key to the success over those 20 wins?
Yeah, it was really simple. It was working on your weaknesses, right? So you have to understand, I lived in the south of Holland, and we had no submissions there, pretty much none. It's very hard. Some judo things were there, but they wouldn't roll without a gi. And the only one I had was in Amsterdam. It was far away. So I didn't do a lot of ground. I had no ground skills whatsoever. It was just striking 2 times a day, 12 rounds on the back. My first 9 months, I just trained on the back. I didn't have a sparring partners, so. And then I found this one guy after my last loss against Ken by submission. That was it. I go, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I need to get good at the ground. And then I found one guy, Leon Van Dyke, very talented kid, good striker. And we just started rolling. And suddenly it clicked to me. And I became obsessed with it. I started doing it 3 times a day and all day long, and Post-its everywhere. I would wake up my wife in the middle of the night because I would dream a submission. I would put her in that submission and I would say, it hurts your shoulder, or hurts your leg. I would write it down. Next day, do it in training. I mean, this went on. This didn't happen one time. It happened a bunch of times. But, the coolest part from that was the last fight I lost by submission. I won my next 8 fights by submission. It completely changed. I never lost a fight again after that. So 7 finishes and 1 with submission control. That's how I won these fights. So now suddenly people, and that's why people don't know, I have more submission victories than I have actually knockouts. But it's just because I fell in love with the submissions. And I just started submitting. I came up with his own submissions, the Bas body crunch. I told everybody in the dressing room, like Frank and everybody was there. I said, watch this. I'm going to finish this guy with the new move that I have. And you'll see it after the move I did it. I'm pointing to them. I said, I told you, I'm going to get him. So once I become obsessed with something, you have no idea, man. I'm a weird guy. I'm doing it nonstop, 24/7. Yep.
Yeah, man, that's
So-
awesome. That's awesome. I mean, you try to preach that to the younger kids, but it almost takes experience, just putting your ego to the side and be like, I have to become a master at what I suck at.
Hell yeah. I was glad to
Yeah,
hear you
because
say
they want to
that.
keep doing. They want to keep doing what they're good at. Because in the gym, no, but there's all these pride things and ego things, you don't want to lose. Yeah, but if I go to the grind, he's probably going to tap me. Yeah, screw that. Put yourself. What I did was this. I would lay on the back. Tell me how I have to lay down. On my belly, on my back, whatever. And take any position. And once they start doing that, and you're doing this for 6 weeks, they can't hold you down anymore. You got all the escapes because you're doing it every single day, over and over again, whatever position, And that's also my students never tap me, like never. So now I had to do different things. Now I was kicking a shield for a minute and a half, as hard as I could, explosive I could, really tired, lay on the back, the guy jumps on top, and then start grappling, to give him at least a chance that they could do something, So I think once you are like that, and everybody can do it, because I'm human, right? It's just doing it. Then I think everybody should do it because it makes you better.
Man, that's awesome. Well, Bas, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was awesome talking to you.
Great, good time, guys. Good to see you, Joe. Also,
Good seeing you, buddy. Hope you're helping. It's good seeing you. You're looking great.
All right, Bas, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, brother. Well, boys and girls, hope you guys enjoyed that show. Old Bas Rutten is a legend, and really enjoyed that. So hit that like and subscribe button if you guys enjoy the show. I mean, it's really easy to do, and it helps out a lot. And comment your thoughts below. Also, patreon.com/RedHawk Academy. There's a new podcast that comes out every week, and it's a real funny one. So hope you guys enjoy your day. Love you all. Bye-bye.
What do I want to do?
Okay, boys and girls, we're back again. Confidential show. God, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I feel like I've been here for a minute. Went to Montana. Now, it seems like a lot of you guys enjoyed that vlog because I enjoyed doing it. I haven't done those phone vlogs for a long time, and before, that's all we used to do. Was phone vlogs are a good ass time. So I put a bunch of eucalyptus in my sauna, way too much, and it was just burning my throat. And I'm like, God, this is probably bad. Then went to Montana. Me and Riggs smoked some gnarly, nasty joints. Slept bad, and then so I ended up getting sick last week.
Bro,
unfortunately,
you didn't get sick because you did too much eucalyptus.
hold on. I think Luke. I don't think his mic's on.
Oh, it will be.
Okay.
I had it muted because there's no one sitting there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I just had to make sure you called.
But what?
I had so much spinach, dude. Like,
No, why did I get sick?
You said because you had too much eucalyptus.
No. The eucalyptus, if you use too much of it, I was ChatGPTing it and said it can severely upset your throat.
Really? Did you feel the burn in there?
Yes. And I was trying to push through it, and I'm like, oh, this is probably not smart pushing through. Then I smoke weed. Then it's -20 in Montana. And then it's just a whole...
Give it the old 1-2 punch.
He's a fucking bomb.
Thank you.
The old 1-2 punch, but the Montana trip was a good time, huh, Joe?
Hell yeah, it was a great time.
I had FOMO. I was supposed to go.
At what point did you have FOMO?
I'm like, you guys just not when you were waking up at 5:30 to have to fly out, but when you guys were in G-Funk, just at the fights, and then mostly when you guys were in Missoula.
Yeah.
I was like, God, I'm glad I'm not there though.
We were having a hoot.
Oh,
Were
I
we just skipping around?
Oh, I bet you guys would have had. Fuck. There's a reason I didn't go.
And then you went to Vegas for Paramount.
I went to Vegas for Survivor season 50, and bro, there's this girl on there.
What?
Season 50.
And she's not bad
She's so cute.
in real life.
What do you mean? So you're doing Survivor?
No, I went and met the cast.
Oh, really?
But I met Jeff Probst. Have you
Yeah,
known
yeah,
who
yeah,
it is?
yeah.
He was cool as fuck, and he's like, bro, you gotta come on. We would love to have you on the show.
Oh, that'd
And I'm
be
gonna tell you
fucking
right now, I'm
dope.
fucking terrified. I'd be terrified to go on the goddamn show.
Now, what would be your fear?
Dude, the water's kind of freaking me out.
Sharks.
He said they have a lot of fucking swimmers. The bugs just sleeping out there.
No. Don't be bring Sevy in here. Jokes.
What the?
I was joking.
Fucking right away. Put on that game in one. Come on now.
That's a total joke. Okay, back to Survivor. So they say they have bad water.
No, they don't. It's just fucking water freaks me out. Sleeping on fucking the floor with bugs freaks me out. There's a possibility you have to go to Exile Island, which is an island by yourself that you have to go and stay on for 1 night, 2 nights, who knows?
Gulag.
Huh?
The gulag.
Dude, and it's like, if I have to do that,
Oh, God.
Would you do it? Is there anything that would make you stay
Joe,
there? And
his
not leave?
life's
I would do
too
it.
peachy.
no, it's not it. I'm a hardcore motherfucker.
Dude, being alone, I don't like. I'm not a lone guy in the first place. Being alone, exiled on an island with bugs, fucking twisting at my.
And
dick
it's like,
shit.
all right, I have to start a fire. And then, am I going to eat tonight? Probably not.
Yes.
Like,
Being alone because you just talk to yourself and it's just not
Yeah,
good
I realize I'm
conversations.
just fucking nuts. Like, fuck, this is a bad night.
Yeah, I mean, that would be sick. Because how long is their Survivor?
I think it'd be 30 days if you.
Fuck
Make
that.
the whole thing.
What about Naked and Afraid? Would you do that?
I
God,
would
my
love
little
to show
pecker.
off my
I'm
piece.
again. I'm a grower,
I would be like, this is what it looks like, just natural, baby.
and it doesn't get any bigger when it's hard.
No, it does. I'm a grower and a shower.
You're
It,
sitting
might be
there.
a little bit skinny, but shit, I'll poke your insides.
Like a damn kickstand.
Yeah,
That's
they don't
good.
need to be seeing my fucking little red anteater around. Naked and Afraid.
That's good. Would you ever do that?
I would be.
No.
The one where they blur it out, I would be so insecure.
Just dandy point.
Oh
Bing, bing,
God.
bing.
I don't know how they do it. Dude, you know what? I'll say this. I was listening to Brian Johnson, the guy that's trying to live forever, the longevity guy, and Theo Vaughn. I listened to that whole pod, and he was saying him and his 19-year-old son, they test how many boners they got throughout the night.
Really?
And he said a healthy male, you should be getting 4 to 5 like solid, decently long duration boners throughout the night.
Really?
To show how healthy you are. He said 18 years. He said he had like I think 4 or 5 boners that lasted up to 4 hours
What?
while he slept. You just put it
That's-
around the base of your pee.
Really?
I'm like,
I'd do that.
I'd be so curious.
Yeah.
I'd be so curious because especially if you get stoned before bed, that probably goes down drastically.
Does it really?
he said it has nothing to do with sexual anything. It's literally just your body like pulses and it goes through these cycles throughout the night. And he said girls have like a similar thing, but it's like your body goes through these cycles and one of it's like getting a hard erection.
No shit. I'd like to fucking see how I do with that one. Just not a one for months.
Oh God. And these are that'd be bad.
Yeah, I mean, God, the opportunity to go on Survivor. How could you?
I feel like I couldn't turn it down.
You'd almost
can't.
have to train for it a little bit.
Oh,
Obviously,
100%. If you
Just
do,
sit
you make a
outside of my
fool.
yard for 40 hours. Like, all right, I'm ready.
Well, just feel
There's not much you can train
feel
for.
good about being able to start a fire.
Yeah.
You could start a fire, right? I mean, they give
I
you.
mean,
they
if I
give
had
you
a
flint
fuck,
rock.
no, you have to earn the flint. Like you have to win it. Sometimes you might go 7, 8, 9 days without it.
Could you make a what is it, the bow? A bow?
No, I can't make anything. I literally can barely tie my
I can't
shoes.
make anything.
So it's the people. So the people that are really, really needing to win are willing to endure the struggle.
It's not even that, dude. It's about the passion and the love for the game of Survivor that people want to win. And like, I've watched pretty much fucking every season.
Have you really?
Yeah, it's
No
so
shit.
good. I'm watching the newest one right now, and there's so much that goes into it. You can find hidden immunity idols. There's so much strategy. There's people lying. There's people that look you in the eyes that hey, we're tight. Then they'll go in the next scene. They're like, hey, we got to get her out.
I'd have a problem with
It's
that.
So
I'd have
good,
such
though.
a problem with that.
But then it's
Someone-
like it's for $1 million. You're playing a game, so it's like
Fuck.
where do your morals lie? Like
to split between how many people? The $1 million.
one, you one winner.
Really?
You got
And the people you end up voting out vote for you to have to win. So like once you get to the final 2 or 3, whatever they end up doing in the season,
You become a politician.
there's 7 or 8 people that are on the jury that you already voted out that are in the game that have to vote for who wins. So it's like how many people did you fuck over? Do they rank that as like, hey, that was a good play. You voted me out, but I'm gonna vote for you. Or they're
I
like,
like
nah,
that.
fuck that guy.
I
He
like
played
that.
it the best, but I can vote or pick. It's good.
When I get all the money.
What's
$1
that?
million.
$1 million to the winner.
Oh yeah, so I could see someone just being like, "Yeah, fuck that guy." Like I'm not.
That's another thing. Is like if I go on there, it's like why wouldn't they vote me out? Because it's an easy vote out. Oh yeah, he's already made money.
Oh
So-
yeah.
so on
But
that-
it could do the opposite though.
So on that Saturday in Vegas, you just went to the PI and hung out with those people.
Yeah, Friday went talked to
cool.
Hunter, talked about the White House for literally like 7 minutes, and then he's like, I gotta go to the fucking weigh-ins. And then so I didn't get any. I was hoping to get like a lot of information about like he didn't. That was before they even knew who was fighting. Didn't tell me
Really?
anything.
You had no idea.
Nothing. Just yeah. And then I wanted to know like family and friends, like how many tickets do I get? Typically you get 4. I didn't find out anything. But then Saturday morning, hung out with the Survivor cast. showed him around the PI. Jonathan and Q, these big fellas wrestled in the cage. It was pretty funny.
Really? Nice.
But this girl, she was cute.
Did she have anything for you or no?
I mean, brother,
Yeah, right.
I'm a married man, so I wasn't really looking. But then later that afternoon, right, they were all dressed up because they were heading to the fights. And I went. That's when I met Jeff Probst, and they were all dressed
That's
up,
cool.
and she was in a little dress,
Ooh, was she giving you any looks?
buddy.
Yeah.
You saw the lady give me looks yesterday. How
was.
fucking sexy was that girl? She was a 10 out of 10.
I was talking to Naj last night about. He was talking about your fight. He's so angry. Yeah. So
that it's happening.
That he because it's a great fight for show.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, what doesn't make sense? I'm like, God damn, dude.
We saw him in the bathroom, and it's like it was just like, all right, we'll see you later, instead of the usual like, hell, the
Why?
kids.
Yeah, fucking seriously. I mean, I don't know how someone could be. And my reaction to him, it's I just don't say anything. It gets more uncomfortable. You know?
Why don't you just say because he's the fucking man? People want to
Well,
watch him. Sorry.
because he said he was asked, he's like, why? I'm like, it's a fucking fun ass fight. That's a fun fight. And he's like, yeah. Well, and he started drawing on just shit on everything else in the card because one of his guys aren't in there. But yeah, that get that.
Yeah, just just bleep the name. But yeah, and this pickleball shit's been fucking pissing me off, and it's established as of right now. Suge is #1 in our group, and it
Undeniable.
really burns me
It's undeniable.
because
Want to separate?
I don't even want to
separate
blame.
this
I
up.
don't even want to take. I'm gonna take the blame. But when we're up 9-0 and they target sweating Diesel, who hasn't slept in 48 hours,
You're gonna take the blame.
his eyes are bleeding.
Eyes
His
are
left
bleeding.
eye is looking fucking north. Always.
It's my right eye. It's my fucking right eye. Fucking dick.
It's weird that you should you would think you're #2, but you didn't win at all,
Not a fucking one.
which is weird.
Okay. If I'm not #2,
I
then
think
me and
you
you can
are,
be
though.
partners always, and then we'll see if anyone wins.
That proves it right there. Is that between us four, you guys are
We're the best team.
We can't. Right now, it's a 1 and 2 locked in. 100. You can't even fight that. I'm not the fucking worst, am I? Am I better than Art or no?
I mean, you guys are. No one's like the worst because
Would you say Diesel? Because Sean was saying the other day that you used to rip it more.
Yeah.
you dink more now than
Yeah.
ripping a couple.
Is that
where
bad?
I think you were
Overdoing it?
when you were fucking ripping some instead of just dinking. I don't think you ripped any yesterday,
Not a one.
and I think that
No,
I
that
think
made
he
it
might have
worse.
when he was on your team, but for some reason, this little
When you know how to
conspiracy-
fucking take control of a team and be the fucking team captain and
I
the
guess
leader.
so. That's why I'm even more
Got me.
mad.
Sean got me pumped up. I realized
Did
that
he?
my dick was fuck yeah.
And then I just made you feel like a failure. Just
yes. No, it was more was on the line. I would say that I did that.